Oh boy, can't wait to review this movie, man. So excited. So, what's up, my Central Unit Galaxy? It's the Central Man here. So, back again with another episode of the MCU Movie Review series. So, today I'm reviewing the fourth movie of Phase 2 of the MCU. One of my favorite movies of the MCU, that is Guardians of the Galaxy. I reviewed this movie way back in 2019. I think it was June or May of that year. It was a bit of a disaster, I was kind of stumbling, forgetting my words. I wasn't organized back then in 2019. Right now in 2021, I'm proper organized. I got notes. This is gonna be a shorter version of the review way back in 2019. The difference is the movie review of this movie in 2019 was an hour long. This movie review of this film in 2021, it will be about half an hour to 40 minutes. So this is a proper sci-fi movie, not a standard superhero movie. I know, like, superhero movies are still part of the action slash sci-fi genres, but this movie, Guardians of the Galaxy, this is a sci-fi movie. I understand Thor is a sci-fi movie because Thor's from a different planet. He's from Asgard, but it's kind of like half sci-fi and half Viking mythology. Guardians of the Galaxy is a proper sci-fi movie full of aliens, and I kind of like it. This has got to be one of the best movies of 2014. This movie was released on the 21st of July in the UK, and it was released on the 1st of August in America. I think it's about a week later. No, a week later. About a week and a half, 14 days later. Anyway, so I saw this at the time with my friends. I was about 20 years old. I saw the trailers. I was like not into it. When I watched the trailers time after time again, I said to myself, fuck it, I'm gonna watch this movie. And I went to the cinemas, I did, saw the movie, liked it. So yeah, so let's talk about the cast of this film. Back then, I know one or two, but others not so much. So the star of this movie, we got Chris Pratt as Peter Jason Quill, aka Star-Lord. Not really familiar with his work before Guardians of the Galaxy. I think he appeared in a lot of comedy movies, comedy TV shows. Reports that he was fat before he got in good shape, prepared for this movie. There's the scene like Quill's in prison. He's sprayed in like some red or orange slop, and then he's fucking like ripped with shoulders and abs. He looks like a Greek god. I think like after the first Guardians movie, he got the weight back up, and then he slimmed down again for the second movie. He's always in good shape, and also prepare for Jurassic Park. That movie in 2017. Not a big fan of Jurassic Park, but I think this movie made him mega. He was kind of like unknown, if kind of unknown for like the international people who's never familiar with Chris Pratt. People in America knows him, others not so much. It made him big. Chris Pratt. He plays like this sarcastic guy. I kind of like him. He's kind of like a likable asshole, but he's kind of cool. I think his character. I look it up on Wikipedia. His character is based on. He's kind of like mixed with a bit of Han Solo, the character from Star Wars, and a bit of Marty McFly from Back to the Future films. I like it. I like his humor. You kind of like one of my favorite characters of the MCU. Need to sip with my coffee first before we move on. Anyway, so yeah, we got Zoe Saldana as Gamora. She was not unfamiliar, and not really a big fan of her work, not familiar with her work. And I'll look her up. She appeared in Avatar, and also she's going to appear in the sequels of Avatar, Avatar 2, Avatar 3, Avatar 4. Jesus Christ, how many Avatars are going to make? She plays Gamora. She's kind of like the adopted daughter of Thanos. I'll get to that character a little bit later on in this review. She's like working with Ronan. Like I said, I'll get to that character a little bit shortly. She's kind of like, an ass kicker, a little bit likable. Trying to get away from Ronan and Thanos. I explain more of that character later on. Yeah, Zoe Saldana, I like. She's a beautiful actress. So yeah, and also we got Finn Diesel as Groot. Yeah, I'm familiar with Vin Diesel, in the what was it called? Sander Cage, Riddick, Fast and the Furious movies. He plays Groot. The Groot character is CGI. He's the voice of Groot. He goes like, "I am Groot." I like Vin Diesel as Groot. I think he still plays Groot to this day in Guardians 2, Avengers Infinity War, Avengers Endgames, and I think the characters are appearing in Thor, Love and Thunder, and then Guardians of the Galaxy 3. That'll be in 2023. Anyway, so I like him. He's no, the character's was it emotionless? He has no emotionless. He's just saying I am Groot. He has some funny moments you know, gasp because Rocket mentioned about Drax is like family and family, no, yes, family. His wife and daughter. And speaking of Drax, Drax is played by Dave Bautista, or Batista if you're a pro wrestling fan. I think this is his big gig, his big break. He's been in a lot of movies before Guardians of the Galaxy. He been in normal, like, small movies. He been in, like, I think an episode of Smallville. That was, like, in the 2000s. But he's been in, like, in small movies, not, like, big movies. I think he appeared in Riddick. That was in 2013. I think it was a small role. He appeared in Scorpion 3. But besides that, he's never, like, in big movies. I think it's kind of like a swing or swim situation for Dave Bautista if he's going to do well. And he passed with flying colors. I like Drax. He's the like big monster. He's going after Ronan because he killed his wife and daughter. He takes everything literally. The one-liners of Drax he's fucking funny. I'm glad Batista did well. It made him proper famous. Because he was outside. People are unfamiliar of Dave Bautista, because they're not really into pro wrestling. People know Batista in pro wrestling because he wrestled in the WWE. He's like a year later he appeared in Spectre. He's appeared in what's it called? Hotel Artemis, a movie called Struba. What's it called? It's a spy comedy movie with him. He plays like he's a spy. He's a father of a daughter. It's similar to The Rock's Game Plan. I can't remember what the name of the title. I didn't got the chance to see it because we're in the middle of the pandemic. It was delayed. Looking forward to. I might see it whether it's on Sky or if it's on Netflix. I might watch it. It looks good. He's starting to be doing well. He's kind of like the equal to The Rock. He's not on the same level as The Rock. I think Rock's got that proper personality and charisma in his movies and also in pro wrestling. Don't know about John Cena's career. If he's do well in Suicide Squad 2 and the new Fast and the Furious movie. If not, maybe his acting career kind of failed. Anyway. I like him, he's setting up these one funny liners, like, there's the one scene in the prison, Quill doing the whole slick in the throat thing, he doesn't really get it, and, he basically had Drax says, why do I need to put my finger in his neck? He doesn't understand the slick in his throat, and he said, no, that stands for, dead, slick in his throat. I don't need to slick his throat off, I want to, clean his head right off. He's talking about Ronan. And yeah, speaking of Ronan was played by Lee Priest. Not familiar with him. He appeared in the Hobbit films. The character Ronan, he was okay. He wasn't fantastic. Wasn't terrible. Wasn't fantastic. It's not on the same level like a Thanos or Loki or Sam Rockwell's, Justin Hammer, or even Alex Pierce. Yeah, he was okay. Hela, he's not on the same level, or Killmonger. He's kind of like in the middle. I put him in the middle. He did all right, Lee Priest as Ronan. The character, he got killed off in the end of this movie. Yeah, he appeared in Captain Marvel. That's another topic for another time. That was a time traveling sequence. That was set in the past. This is set in 2014. So you got Bradley Cooper as Rocket. Fucking like that character. Rocket's kind of like this grumpy raccoon. And it's funny part when they're in jail. You had basically a Quill called Rocket a raccoon, and Rocket says, "What is a raccoon?" And he said, "You are." He doesn't know his own race. He doesn't know his own race. Rocket. I like him. He also has emotional side, and also yeah, he kind of did like a went low blow of Drax about boo hoo, your wife and child is dead. You know, who cares? People die all the time. This is like after you got, your Ronan beat the crap out of Drax and put him into that yellow goop. Yeah, he got saved by Groot, and Rocket made that remarks. He's kind of like grumpy sometimes. Has a bit of emotional when Groot died. Groot kind of sacrificed himself. They're in Sandor, and the one line for Groot, yeah, because he only says "I am Groot." He says we are Groot, and then he's self-proclaimed dead. But the character, he's not dead. He's still alive. He appeared in Guardians of the Galaxy 2 as a little child plant. He was like a baby plant. Then he's a child plant in Guardians 2. Then he was a teenage Groot in Infinity War. He was playing on the video game, and he just basically awkwardly said, Snidey said, "I am Groot," and then whoa, language. I like Groot. Yeah, Groot's okay, a good character. Yeah, Rocket bursting into tears because you can't treat Groot like called Groot a dumb idiot, but you can't treat him like a brother because I don't know what the origin of Groot. Groot is like a giant plant. Anyway, so you got Glenn Close, who's a good actress. She appeared. Most memorable role I'm trying to say is she appeared in. She as play as Cruella Deville in the 101 Dalmatian movies. Mona Simpson in The Simpsons. She voiced Homer's like mother. If you watch The Simpsons. She was head of the Novo Call. You got fucking John C. Reilly, folks. John C. Reilly is Day. I fucking like it. It's the funny part when after saved the planet or the galaxy from Ronan. Basically the Guardians criminal record is now erased, and also you got Rocket says, What if I take something if it belongs to someone else, and John C. Reilly's character says you'll be still arrested. What if I want more of that person? That's still illegal. And then Drax says, what happens if I rip someone else's spine off? Actually, that is murdered. I like John C. Reilly's character. He came off more good. He's not like a bumbling sidekick. He's never like a typical suit and tie. He's just like a normal guy you see in life. I like, he's appeared in like Step Brothers and previous movies, and also Wreck-It Ralph, and also he appeared in like The Dictator in 2012, the Saska Baron Conan movie. I kind of also liked, I think, Peter Stenovich? Was it Peter Stenovich as Saul? Fucking like that character. Yeah, the character got killed off in the third act of the movie. Basically, in the criminal in the lineup scene when they captured, Quill, Gamora, Drax, Rocket, Groot. You got after Quill did the middle finger thing. He had Saul says, "What a bunch of a-holes," and you know, yeah, he's Peter Sinovovich. I thought he was when I was younger. A couple of years ago, I thought he was Darth Maul, but that was a different actor. That was Ray Parks. He's a British actor. He only appeared in like small TV shows and movies. Anyway, he plays like the villain in an episode of Rick and Morty. They did like a parody of Die Hard. He's kind of playing like that Hans Gruber type of character in the episode of Rick and Morty, Pickle Rick. That's the name of the episode of the third season of the show. and also appeared in South Park as a commentator, in the Cop Magic episode of the 18th season of the show. Sorry, stumbling. Anyway, you got Demon Honshu? He plays Korath, and also he appeared in Shazam, the movie in 2019, part of the the DC extended universe. I'm trying to say. He plays like the wizard. He kind of like died in that movie. He also died in this movie. Like Drax. He doesn't get manifolds. He kind of ripped because I think he's a robot. Korath or cyborg. He ripped that piece of the metal bit off his head, and basically had Drax says manifold, and Quill says sort of. Yeah. I think that's it. So I think I covered most of the characters. Oh yeah, Karen Gillan as Nebula. Um, she's kind of like, it's a slow character development of Nebula. You don't see that in the first movie. You see some glimpses in the second movie, and then Infinity War, and then mostly in Endgames. Like in this, she appeared in Comic Con because in this movie, she shaved her head. She had because Karen Gillan, she has ginger hair. She kind of cut her hair clean off, shaved her head bald, and then she revealed that she was wearing a wig in the Comic Con. I think that was in 2013, 2014. And then in the next movie, in Guardians 2 and beyond, Infinity War and Endgames, she did not shave her head. Nebula was fine. She's kind of like bitter with Gamora. He had a fight with Gamora in the third act of the first movie, and then in the second movie, she fought in the second out of the second movie. Yeah, she was kind of like this heel surfing with Ronan. Ronan, whose motive is basically, I think, what's it called? Ronan the Conqueror. That's his title. Basically, he's working with Thanos, but double cross Thanos. And he said, basically Nebula said to Ronan, says, after you kill my father, I want to rule with you or help you, because basically because Nebula hates Thanos, because Thanos is basically favoring Gamora more than Nebula, because it's very weird how they relate, Gamora and Nebula, because they're two different, because Nebula is a cyborg and Gamora is an alien. I don't get it, and yeah, granted, Thanos is not, Gamora is not related to Thanos, because in Infinity War, he wiped out Gamora's home planet, her species. Anyway, so yeah, I think I've covered most of it. And also, the characters, not the whole story. I'm not gonna go in the whole plot. It'll be very long. Like I said, trying to keep it 30 to 40 minutes. So we've got about nearly 20 more minutes left. Anyway, so the beginning started with a very tragic ending. Sorry, tragic beginning. Sorry, it started very sad. Basically started like August '88. You had like Quill's mother died of cancer. Yeah, his dad. We'll get to falling when I review Guardians 2, Falling 2 later next time. Yeah, basically, her mother died of cancer. Quill, run out of the hospital and got abducted by Yondu. And by the way, Yondu's played by Michael Rooker. Fucking like that character. They kind of tease him like a baddie throughout the whole movie, because Quill double-crossed him trying to get the orb, and then he kind of helped him. He's about to kill him with the arrow. They tease like he's going to kill someone with the arrow, and, and then he managed to use the arrow. All he needs to do is whistle, and then arrow's starting to kill his prey, he killed mostly Ronan's army going in the third act of the movie. So yeah, Michael Rooker, he's I think he's kind of like this space galaxy redneck. He's blue. It's funny part in Guardians 2, Drax says, I thought, basically introduce, Kurt Russell's character, that's Quill's father, and Drax says, I thought Yondu's your father. He's like, and basically he's got what? He's blue. I'll get to Falling 2 next time. Anyway, so yeah, it started very sad with Peter's run away after his seeing her mom died of cancer, and we never seen the granddad ever again, because you don't know what happened to Peter, because maybe Peter kind of run away, probably died or somewhere. That was like way back in '88, and I don't think he'll probably die when, yeah, you never see. I don't. We might get to see that when we see Guardians 3. Maybe meets her mom, see her mom's grave, and probably I think her granddad probably died a long time ago, probably like in the probably in the late '90s or early throughout the 2000s. But yeah, because you never know what happens to Peter. Because yeah, imagine like they came back, you did a scene in Guardians 3, managed to see her dad, her granddad, and he said, "Hi, hey Hank, hey, was it Gramps? I'm alive. I got abducted by aliens." You might not remember Peter because he might have Alzheimer's and dementia. We don't know if they killed her off or probably confirmed that Peter's dad, or granddad, sorry, died. If we get to see Guardians 3, that'll be in 2023. Anyway, so yeah, the character of Pia is basically cope with the death of her mother, with the music. I like the music soundtrack of this film. You got like is it Gonna Get Your Love? That was the beginning. And also the funny part in the in Endgames when like Rhodey and Nebula travel through time into the 2014 bit, trying to get the Power Stone. I think it was Nebula or Rhodey kind of knocked Quill out. I'll review Endgames, but that was funny. And also you had like Pina Colada, and you had Ain't No Mountain Higher. One You Back? That was by the Jackson 5. I'm familiar with some of the music of this movie. Others, not so much. Yeah, because he kind of grew up in those 80s. I think he was born in the like early 80s. I think he was about like 5 or 6 years old back then. I'm guessing like in 2014. I think Quill's kind of like in his like late 20s, early 30s, because Chris Pratt's in his nearly in his 40s. So I'm guessing like probably in his like 20s and 30s back then. In 2014, and like in the '88, he was probably about not really a toddler, probably like between 6 to 8. That's just me, not 10. Otherwise, be a 40-year-old man. Anyway, yeah, so I think that's it. Yeah, Ronan got killed off with the Power Stone. The Power Stone, they bring up the Infinity Stone, in this film. We also saw the Collector. I can't pronounce I don't remember. I can all pronounce the actor who plays the Collector. The Collector appeared in the post-credit scene of Thor 2. They got the Reality Stone. That is the light blue stone. And now they got the orb. They got the purple stone. And you got like one of the Collector's basically slave touched it, and she got obliterated. And then in the end scene, this was really funny with basically with Peter's kind of dance, and Ronan doesn't know what he's doing. It's like, what are you doing? It's like it's a dance off, you and me. And what are you doing? I'm distracting you. And Gamora blasts he puts the stone in the axe, and then the axe kind of exploded, and then Quill got the stone. You thought that he's gonna get obliterated. That's the power of the Power Stone. And and also Gamora joins, and same as Drax and Groot. Not Groot. Groot died, sorry, and Rocket. And then Ronan kind of died, and you won't see him. Yeah, I've seen him. Captain Marvel's more like a time traveling sequence. It's set in the past. This is like in 2014. Yeah, the Collector, in the post-credit scene, let's get to the post-credit scene. He's basically injured after the explosion of his lair, and also we got Cosmo, who's basically a dog in a astronaut costume, and also got Howard the Duck. That was voiced by Seth Green. Seth Green, he's an actor. He appeared in, voices Chris Griffin in Family Guy. He does his own show, Robot Chicken. You let that lick you? Gross. You can tell it's based in the comics because I think they did the movie way back in 1984. I think the reason why they did that because I think it was close because 2014 marks like the 30th anniversary of that movie. That could be the reason. The Collector also. I think it's the last time we saw the Collector. I don't think he appeared in Guardians 2. Maybe in the post-credit scene. I don't know. He appeared in almost say Age of Ultron, Infinity War. He appeared in Infinity War. Got really hassled by Thanos. I don't know if he's dead or not. Don't know. Anyway, there's one scene. This was in the during like into and also before that. Sorry. We got Drax. Basically, his motive is killing Ronan. They fought in the funny part. He had the casino scene with basically with Rocket, Groot, Drax, and Drax is like, yeah, yeah, that was funny. You could tell like the character had some sense of humor, charisma. That really put really basically put Dave Bautista's career on the map. And also, he fight Ronan because Ronan killed his wife and daughter. He kind of confronts Ronan, fight Ronan in the I don't know what planet it's from with the fight. Yeah, Ronan says, "Oh, I don't remember killing your family." And then when they fight again in his basically his sky base or lair, and he said like, "Wait a minute, I do remember killing your family." And after Ronan is dead, yeah, the Gamora says your wife and daughter will be was it left to left to peace? Left to peace. I'm trying to say. Sorry, I'm kind of stumbling on my words here. And then Drax says, he's just a puppet. My next target's Thanos. It's like, wait a minute. So you're moving on to Thanos, and he's not really get to closure of because you killed Ronan's gone. You got your closure. He's the guy who killed his wife and daughter. You never seen, Ronan killing Drax's wife and daughter. I don't understand why, because in Infinity War, you had Thanos killing Gamora's home planet, killed his mother instead. And speaking of Thanos was played by Josh Brolin. You had one scene like Ronan basically confront Thanos in his own planet. I think it's called Sanctuary, if that's the name of the planet. You saw glimpses of Thanos in the post-credit scene of Avengers 1 as a hologram. Then in this movie, Ronan confronts him in his own planet. Then in I think it's in the future post-credit scene. I think it was in Age of Ultron. He got the Infinity Glove. Trying to get the hunting for the Infinity Stones. I think they used him that well. People say, oh, that was an afterthought. The main villain is Ronan. I don't think there are plans to make Thanos the main villain of this movie. I'm glad they don't use him that well. He only appeared in once or twice in movies and post-credit scenes. If they use him too much in movies, I don't think Avengers Infinity War will be received pretty that well. It won't be a big deal because that movie was the Thanos movie. So I'm glad they don't use them that well. They only use them a bit. Yeah, we got Ronan trying to help Thanos to get the Power Stone. He kind of double cross him. He said like, when I conquered Sandor, I'm going after you. I don't think he'll probably get killed by Thanos. Thanos will probably kill him. He'll probably kill him and take the Infinity Stone, put it in the gauntlet. I think that's it. There's nothing much to talk about. The Kevin Bacon bit I'm trying to say. They crash into Ronan's air base or ship, and Gamora said about just like Kevin Bacon. I don't know what reference is that. It's funny, the funny part that in the funny part in I think it's Guardians 2. Because they did a reference of Knight Rider. That was the show or movie by starring David Hasselhoff. He said that said about like Gamora said about his talking boat. He rides on a car. I'll talk about it again when I review Guardians of the Galaxy 2. With Kevin Bacon, I don't understand why they reference Kevin Bacon. I don't know. I'm trying to research why they reference Kevin Bacon on this film. I don't know why they said just like Kevin Bacon. I don't know. Anyway, speaking of Drax's character, he always does his one-liners. Like, it's one funny part. You got like confronted by Nebula. Before that, you had you had this kind of like making these funny insults, and putting over his friends at the same time. Like, this dun tree is my friend. Yulquill are my friend. This green whore. Yeah, basically called Gamora a whore, and then basically you had Nebula says you're traditious. like basically Nebula did an insult to Gamora, and then Drax blast Nebula. No one talks my friend like that. He always has these funny one-liners, Drax, and he's kind of like one of my favorites. We see some funny moments in this movie, Guardians 2, and Infinity War with this moment between Quill and Gamora, and Drax is basically standing there the whole time, eating the nuts. Oh yeah, I'm eating it very slow. Fucking like that character, man. So yeah, and also speaking of the Quill and Gamora thing, they kind of teased this relationship because basically you had basically Quill had his music, his Walkman. He showed Gamora the Walkman, listen to the music. Then the teasing like they're going to kiss, and then Gamora kind of put basically the knife into Quill's throat. And then when Nebula blasts Gamora's ship out of space, and then you got like Quill basically got his spaceship, his pod, puts his helmet onto Gamora's face to save her because she's about to suffocate because there is no air in space. Yeah, they're teasing it like there's some relationship, there's feelings between Quill and Gamora. We didn't see that in we don't see it in almost say Avengers 2, but no, Guardians of the Galaxy 2 Volume 2. We didn't see some glimpses in Guardians 2, but we saw it in Infinity War. Almost, why did I say Age of Ultron? Jesus. I think like they're building this relationship up because we're not gonna see that in Guardians 3 because the Gamora is from the Gamora from the 2014 because the current day Gamora got killed in Infinity War, and the Gamora from Endgames was the Gamora from the first movie of Guardians of the Galaxy. So I don't know. We have to wait until Guardians 3. That'll be in 2023. So yeah, they're building this relationship between Quill and Gamora. Like friends, they're colleagues, and soon to be lovers. And anyway, so yeah, it's really funny how this team was formed. Because they got arrested because they were fighting over the orb. Then they like worked together to basically get out of jail. All they care about is the orb, trying to split the money, and they want to find out the Power Stone wipe out people if they hold the stone and then get it back to the Nova Corps. And also there was funny bits like Dave's character. He said to Glenn Close's character, like mentioned the word asshole, but instead he called him a-hole, and he said this person is 100% a dick. I think it's Ronan or something. I think Quill said it's like, Ronan's a dick or something, and he's an asshole. And also, it's funny part like minutes later this movie when they're flying on the bow of the Ronan ship. Quill says like he got my dick message. I was laughing my ass off, man. I think that was it. I think I covered most of it. Yeah, I've covered most of it. The music soundtrack is based in the 70s and 80s. Yeah, the Walkman was broken in Guardians 2. And also, I think like if we get to Guardians 3, or even because Quill's gonna appear in Love and Thunder, I think you probably before you go back to space, probably go to like a music shop, get like a iPod, download some music, probably from 70s and 80s. I don't think you'll get to the modern day music. I don't think you'll follow it because sometimes today's music is kind of trash compared to like the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2000s. The 2010s music are shit. Not all of them, but some of them are crap. So I think that's it. I think that's mostly. I think I covered most of this movie. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, I think I covered most of it. I think it's good. This movie was good. For me, this is basically the best movie of Phase 2 of the MCU. Phase 2 so far has been rough. I'll get to my ranking the movies of Phase 2, best to worst, when I review all of them, because after Guardians 2, I have to review Avengers 2, Age of Ultron, and Ant-Man, and then do this the same way I do with Phase 1, ranking these movies to best to worst. So this is gotta be number 1. Number 2 so far has to be, Captain America 2, The Winter Soldier. Number 3, I'm gonna go with Iron Man 3. Anyway, so yeah, I think I covered most of it in this movie. Think. Yeah, that's it. I think there's nothing I forgot to talk about. I think that was it. Yeah, you can tell like the group was going to be a group anywhere. They're not gonna like. They're kind of like not on the same page a bit, but they kind of stick. You had some like funny jabs and bantering between Quill and Rocket. You know, because Rocket's character is good. It's voiced by Bradley Cooper. I think it's a base of Joe Pesci. If I was trying to do like mimicking Joe Pesci's voice. I thought he was the same guy who voiced the gargoyle from the Hunchback of Notre Dame film. From the first movie. I don't like the second movie. I don't know who voiced that gargoyle. The small fat gargoyle from the Hunchback of Notre Dame film. Is it Joe Pesci or is it someone else? I don't know. I give Bradley Cooper some credit. I like the character. So yeah, and also you can tell like they moved on. Quill's moved on to his mother. He kind of lost anything. Going to the first movie and the second movie. He's not like a character like a Wanda or even Thor. He's still grieving because he lost anything. And also, there's one thing. He had Yondu and Quill. They had like a love and hate relationship because he said like his crew when he was a kid, when Quill was a kid, his crew wanted to eat him. He basically saved him in the scene in not Avengers 2, Guardians 2. There was one scene like Yondu and Quill like shooting, teach him how to shoot. He raised him like his own, they tease him like he's an asshole, he's like a villain, but instead he's like, he got some heart. I like Michael Rocker's character as Yondu. And also, they kind of switch up the orbs, instead of giving Yondu the Power Stone, he got him like this toy troll, and kind of smile, because he's like him. He's not going to kill him, because he raised him like his own. And also, they kind of hint for Guardians 2, he didn't mention Ego. Ego is like Quill's dad. He's like a planet. So, you got you got Yondu's, like, lackey, one of his main men said about, glad we did not deliver him to his dad, and then Yondu says, he's a jackass, and also we find out Quill's he's not human, he's half human, half alien because of Ego, because when he's held on to the Power Stone, he thought he's going to be disintegrated, but instead he didn't. Held on it much longer. So, it's teasing that it's going to set up Guardians of the Galaxy 2 in 2017. It took 3 more years for the next movie, because the next movie was in 2017, and then I think it was supposed to be 2021, unfortunately James Gunn, because this movie was directed by James Gunn, and James Gunn also directed Thor Ragnarok. That'll be another proper sci-fi movie. He has I think he does a lot of sci-fi movies, James Gunn. I think like I think it was set for 2021, Guardians 3, but unfortunately I think he got fired. This was after the promotion of Avengers: Infinity War. I think he got fired, then got reinstated. So, and then also it got pushed back. I think it got pushed back in. I think it was 2020. I think it was going for 2020, but I think it was pushed back until 2023. So it'd be 6 years after the second movie, 4 years after, because they put in the 2 Avengers movies. Infinity War and Endgame, so it's not like you have to wait 6 more years. They paid in the 2 movies after Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I think I covered most of it. They covered most of it. Stanley in the cameo appearance. So you had some funny part. The funny part is the one funny moment is Quill doing the middle finger. You had you got Saul and Day basically describing the Guardians like backgrounds, and Quill basically did the middle finger. It's like, whoops, I don't know what this machine's doing. I like that cocky attitude of Peter Quill. Chris Pratt is awesome. So anyway, I think I covered most of it. So I give it like, I'm gonna give it 5 stars, man. 5 stars. This is a good movie. It really set up the 2 sequels in the next couple of years. The character developments are good. And the comedy, it's more focused on comedy than drama. There is some drama in this this film, but the more focus on the drama. It's kind of like an action comedy, a sci-fi action comedy, this movie, and also Guardians 2. if they focus on drama, maybe this movie is not really received that very well, but I'm glad it received very well in the box office. So yeah, 5 stars out of 5 for Guardians of the Galaxy 1. So yeah, I'm gonna end this movie review. So yeah, I hope you enjoy my review of Guardians of the Galaxy 1. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Smash the like button. Subscribe to the Central Man Network on YouTube for more wrestling videos, Marvel videos. Reviewing the MCU movie review series from the previous phases, the rest of Phase 1 and rest of Phase 2. And also check out all my 9-episode reviews of WandaVision, and start reviewing the Falcon and the Winter Soldier show. I'm still middle reviewing and watching episode 2. You have to wait until probably yet tomorrow or the day after when I put up my review of episode 2 of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier show. Yeah, game streams and more. And this is the Central Man officially signing out. Check you later. The next episode, the next MCU movie review I'm going to review. The next movie of Phase 2 I'm going to review is going to be Avengers 2 Age of Ultron. This is the Central Man officially signing out. Like I said, check you later.